I think all can be said for that one is a win's a win.
I hate that phrase, but yeah, it's true. I think me and Dick sat down before the game, and we always have a little talk about what we expect and what we're trying to get out of it. And when we turned up and saw the conditions and the way it had been raining, all morning and probably all night as well. I know it was in Wigan. That we just needed a result, to start off the league with a win. And I think that's pretty much all we got. Was the result. The conditions were awful, and we saw last night 2 Super League teams going at it in similar conditions, and the amount of errors was probably something comparable to our game. So it was always going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. And improvements probably got to come from a couple of decisions based on the conditions that you played in, and knowing that there is going to be errors. Kicking the ball earlier, kicking the ball deeper, not worrying if the ball goes into touch or even dead. We've just got to get as much territory as we possibly can and punch that ball deep in their end and chase hard.
First half, all the points were scored. It seemed to get off the mark fairly quickly, and then everything just sort of ground to a halt. And the second half, conditions probably took its toll.
Yeah, I think it just starts cutting up, and it gets gradually heavier and heavier and heavier. And the way that we're trying to encourage the boys to play, and they started off that way. And I thought, the first opening exchanges were pretty good, maybe up to about 25 minutes, and I think we got to a stage where we thought we could go away from what we were doing maybe and play a little bit more expansive than we should have done. And I think we just needed to get to a kick and build pressure down their end, and we would have ended up getting ball in good areas, and that's what we did in the first half, and it led to 2 tries.
In the second half, again, it seemed to be that a lot of territory you were playing the ball in your own 30-yard area.
Yeah.
And that's always quite nervy, certainly for spectators. I'm not sure what the players are like, because drop ball and you're suddenly under pressure again.
Yeah, I mean, at this level you get to the stage where your shuts are dirty, the ball's dirty, everything's wet through, and it's like a bar of soap. So even falling and landing on the ball wrong, it just seems to squeeze out and find a way of getting out of your grip. So it does test your skill a little bit in terms of how you've got hold of the ball and how you're going into contact. I think we could have done that a little bit better, and that could have saved some of our errors. I don't think you would have got rid of them all. I think that to ask of that, I think it's pretty much impossible. But like I said, I thought second half we made a lot of mistakes, and we did play a lot of ball in our own 20. It took us about 20 minutes to get a set where we were starting, maybe on our own 40 and getting a bit of territory. And I think they ground that out well and dealt with a lot of stuff that got thrown at them. There's some decisions that are made today are difficult for that referee, because the ball's coming out that often. He doesn't know if there's hands on it. He doesn't know if it's been pulled out. He doesn't know if it's just come loose. So, we probably had a few calls which maybe should have been penalties, but got given knock-ons, and we probably got a few the other way as well. So, we've got put in situations, maybe not from our own doing, but we dealt with them. They defended our goal line well, and we've played 2 teams in our league in the last 2 weeks and only conceded 1 try, which has got to be encouraging for us.
Late in the second half, you must have been thinking that the pressure had been taken off when Cam Leeming got over. Unfortunately, it was ruled out due to being held up, but that could have saved everything. And just that last suspense of the last 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah,
I think we played a little bit nervous in that last sort of 15-20 minutes. I don't know why. We'd won the game, we had the game won, we just needed to close it out. I think we should have been more composed, but the team that's chasing the lead has got nothing to lose. You've got everything to lose, so sometimes it affects players in different ways. So again, we need to look at managing that last 20 minutes instead of trying to kill the game off to score that try. Just build the pressure to finish the game strong. But like I say, that for me was the try, and if that try had been given, I think we'd have seen our boys relax a little bit and just finish the game more composed. Being more than a try away from the opposition. Only being 6 points in front, 4 points in front is nerve-wracking at that sort of stage.
Any more injuries? You've got Jack
no.
Coventry out, and you've got a lone player in Trey O'Sullivan from Batley. Nothing new for this week.
No, nothing new. A few bumps and bangs, but nothing that.
Aston Wilson went off with a head injury.
Yeah, we got.
That's okay.
Ruled as being fine by the referee. Came back on. Yeah, we've got 4 people injured at the minute. We've got Mickey Early, Jack Coventry, Lewis Reed, and Niall Flynn pulled out this morning with a sickness bug. So, what I would probably say are our four strongest front rowers, all middle unit players, all sat on sidelines today. So it was a great effort from the lads who've come in and stepped up. Obviously, a lot of pressure for Schuts now with them boys, aiming up and getting us another win. Reedy's not too far away, neither's Cov. Mickey will be a little bit longer, and hopefully Flinny will be back this week after a couple of days of rest.
Okay, well done. 2 points in the bag. A long journey next week to Hemel. Let's hope the run can continue.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks very much.